Welcome to the 5 Keys to Communication, where you can learn to transform negative patterns in the way you relate and create enriching relationships. So this is what happens when the strongest aspect, connection to Mercury, is from Uranus. So Mercury is all about talking and listening, and Uranus is a little disruptive. So imagine you're with somebody who has a Mercury-Uranus contact. How do they act? Well, they can be, a little unpredictable and a little snappy, and they like expressing provocative, norm-breaking ideas. You kind of get the feeling with them that you never know what they're going to say next, and there's this sort of tendency to interrupt. There's a sort of communication kind of gets interrupted by them. And one of the effects of that is that you kind of lose your thread or lose the connection. And the reason they kind of do that is often in childhood there was some circumstances where they weren't really listened to, and they learned to interrupt or disrupt the kind of flow. This can be also their education kind of been disrupted in one way or another, or there may have been maybe they had to learn 2 languages or something like that. So there's a kind of dissonance, you could say. And another possibility, if there's a strong aspect between Mercury and Uranus, there may have been a sibling that was something happened with them, or they were very disturbed in one way or another. Anyway, they kind of tend to develop this way of saying things that come out of left field, like sort of shock people. Actually, in their own life, they may also have had some kind of shocks that have affected them, in their childhood. So, what should you do about it when you're with them and you experience this? Well, you can get a bit edgy and nervous about the reaction. Should you disagree with them or what? They can be overreacting. In what should be just a calm communication. Another possibility is that you can't seem to follow your thinking to the end. It gets sidetracked. Also, it can be really difficult to get agreement with them because they kind of thrive on a controversy. Things can be last minute, they're kind of very good at last minute stuff. They're fast, so your schedules tend to be unpredictable. And you think they're never going to reach it, but they do somehow. So Mercury-Uranus in a partner's horoscope, it shows someone with fascinating ideas who can help you think outside the box, but you'll need to handle all that nervous energy. So what if you have a Mercury-Uranus aspect yourself? Well, you might be a little impatient, firstly, because your mind is fast, so everybody else seems a bit slow. You've already got it. You want to liven things up. There's a kind of low boredom threshold. Something exciting's got to happen in the communication. But you probably need to be more attuned to other people. You tend to be very much in your head, so there's a lack of grounding. You're out on a limb in some way, and also, if you find yourself going off at a tangent, it actually, doesn't really help the flow of communication. People will think you're unreceptive. And you may also kind of be always looking for a reason to disagree. You want to maybe pep things up, I don't know. But, there's a tendency to interrupt for effect. So you might entertain some ideas you don't really believe in just for the sake of kind of controversy. And, it comes from these disruptive circumstances in your education, moving around, something with siblings or parents, when you're a child, and a desire that you then got to provoke some kind of reaction and a desire to be heard. So what you need to do is to be aware of a tendency to interrupt, and don't dismiss conventional ideas. People arrive at conventional ideas for a reason, it works, it's become acceptable. So you don't have to disrupt that. And you need to learn, if you want people to actually, agree with you about things, you have to be sensitive in your communication. Don't be outrageous just for effect. So when you're conscious of this kind of behavior, you'll learn how to transform the tendency to alienate others with your ideas and develop new concepts which can bring positive changes around you.